Hello.
Hey there, how's it going?
Hi, welcome to the Dardar and Andy show.
Welcome to the Dardar and Andy show. Indeed, here we are.
I almost said the Mr. Bill show.
Yep.
The Mr. Bill show. Did you ever watch that?
Well, only in the context of what you call it, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was an actual thing. The Mr. Bill show was an actual kids show.
Oh, before
Yes.
they made fun of it on Saturday Night Live.
Yes, before they made fun of it on Saturday Night Live.
I get that.
Yeah. Not 100% convinced that's true, but that's what I think. So.
I don't know, but Saturday Night Live fan from way back in the day. So
Yeah. You're a Saturday Night Live. You're a Saturday Night Live zombie from way back,
Yeah.
as they say. SNL zombie from way back.
Really? They don't call us zombies.
No, that's the Marvel zombies. People who are Marvel versus DC.
Oh, okay.
They call
gotcha.
them Marvel zombies.
I gotcha.
To blindly follow anything Marvel defecates onto the.
I definitely blindly follow anything Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, well done. Kat says hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Yeah. So Mr. Bill, and then okay, so Gumby.
No, I didn't mean for us to get off on a
No,
thing
Gumby
here.
was an actual thing. Mr. Bill was not.
Okay.
All right, that's what it was.
Gumby also did sketches on Saturday Night Live.
Right, so that's right. So it was Eddie Murphy playing Gumby, damn it.
Right.
And Gumby was an actual thing. And
before Saturday Night Live.
Yes, and Mr. Bill was not. Mr. Bill was just
He
strictly.
tortured on Gumby real bad.
I don't know. That was Pookie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's always like bad car crashes and things.
That was Mr. Bill. Yeah, Gumby was just this tired actor who was just sick of Hollywood and sick of being passed over for all the young roles.
Can you imagine Eddie Murphy at 19 doing Saturday Night Live?
Playing an old Jewish guy, hilariously.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he grew up among a large community of Jews in New York.
So
that's
he
where
had a lot of references.
Yeah, he was able to mimic them very well.
So what do you think now would it be like? You're cultural appropriating.
Right?
I don't know. We had a little bit of that discussion earlier.
Yeah, we couldn't decide anything concrete about it one way or another.
No.
We couldn't decide what is cultural appropriation, because I guess theoretically, because you could theoretically say that if anybody ever wears a kilt, they'll have to answer to a Scots person, right? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of examples out
There's
there.
lots of examples.
We were kind of running through them at brunch.
Some are more incendiary than others.
Yeah.
But the Redskins are changing their name.
I saw that.
Did they announce what it's going to be? I thought it was going to be today that they were going to announce. No,
they haven't announced. But FedEx basically we're like we're pulling our sponsorship, pulling our name off of the stadium, everything if you don't change.
So what would you call the football team out of Washington D.C.?
I don't give a crap.
Oh, really?
What they call that football team? No.
I don't know.
Why am I supposed to have an opinion about that?
The vetoes. That's what you call the defense line.
No, we should ask
veto line.
my brother TJ. He's from that area. Maybe.
No, that's Washington State.
Oh, where are these guys from?
Washington D.C., the capital.
Oh. See, that's how much I know about it.
Just saying.
And they call them the swamp creatures.
The swamp creatures, yeah, the swamp creatures.
I have no idea.
Yeah. You actually went to Washington, D.C. finally.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that I would, but you had a work deal over there, and I went for a weekend, and I really enjoyed the visit.
Good.
Going to the Lincoln Memorial and going to the mall and all those places you've seen all your life.
They're real.
They're real and they're very impressive.
Yes.
And it's just a very impressive city. And the food was really good.
Yeah, food was good.
And there was cold weather.
Yes.
And I enjoyed experiencing the cold weather.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
It's nice for a visit. I don't think I'd want to live in that area of the country again.
It's very the area that we were in is very sterile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very gentrified. It's very like concrete, cement jungle kind of thing.
Right.
And it's just not my deal.
No, it's the capital.
It is the capital.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad I got to go and see some of these awesome things American, right?
Yeah.
So no, it was good. I would definitely go back.
You would? We didn't see
just for the sandwiches.
Yeah, just for the sandwiches, right?
And there's something about people that live in cold weather cultures that they just know how to make an awesome sandwich. I don't know what that is. It's like when we go to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
It's like I don't want to eat anything but like hot beef sandwiches.
Right.
It's something about cold weather culture that they can just create.
I'm
good
not sure.
hot sandwiches.
They do well, but New Orleans has good sandwiches too. But they just have a good sandwich.
Yes, but New Orleans, well, the po' boys.
Yes.
So in New Orleans, it's a seafood sandwich. So you're either eating the shrimp po' boy, or
Yes.
the oyster po' boy, or the shrimp and oyster po' boy.
Yes.
Well, there's also the roast beef po' boy,
Right.
which is really
Yes.
good.
Soft shell crab po' boy.
I've never had one of those. But
They don't agree with me.
No? Why?
Soft shell crabs, for some reason, I have a hard time digesting them.
I don't want to eat them. It just seems, I don't know.
It's okay.
I eat crab meat,
Yeah.
but eating a crab whole, I don't know. I'm not down for that.
Okay.
I've never had a soft shell crab po' boy. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, they are. And it looks like about what you'd expect.
Yeah,
like
I've seen soft shell crabs.
They bread them and they
Cooked,
fry them,
yeah.
and then it's just like a bunch of legs sticking out of a fucking sandwich.
With it's like a round fried patty with a bunch of legs sticking out.
Yes.
I don't know. I served a lot of them back in the day.
Yes. Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, because
Landry's,
I worked at Landry's and other seafood restaurants, and they had the soft shell crab. Soft shell crab had its day.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
I didn't think it was all that.
But you said you liked the po' boy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have an oyster po' boy,
Yeah.
also known as a
know you like
peacemaker.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I just like a good old-fashioned shrimp po' boy.
Yeah, those are good too.
So if we do make it to Mardi Gras in February, which is our plan right now.
And you're all invited.
Yes.
Mardi Gras.
Everybody's invited. It's Mardi Gras.
Bring a mask.
So literally,
Not a Mardi Gras mask.
when we booked this condo, we were like, we're staying until this date in February because that's when we're going to Mardi Gras.
Right.
And after that, we don't know what we're doing.
Yes.
But now we're thinking we don't even know if they're going to have Mardi Gras. We'll have to see.
I don't know.
So let's move off of Mardi Gras and talk a little bit about Canicula.
Okay.
So I didn't know that this was a thing, but
Right.
I read an article that Canicula
Yes.
is every year here in Playa del Carmen or here in
Mexico.
in Mexico
Yes.
is the hottest part of the year. It runs about 45 days.
It's called Canicula.
It's called Canicula.
Yes.
Right? And I read an article about it, and it just so happened that day you came back from somewhere, and you're like, oh, it's really hot outside. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's Canicula.
And what does Canicula mean?
Well, it means it's the hottest part. It's like dog days of summer.
Yeah, it has the word Canicula. Can dog.
Ah.
Canis. Yeah, it's the day. It's the days of the.
It's the dog days of summer.
Dog days of summer, known as the dog days because that's when Canis Major, the star, is most prominent in the sky.
Oh, look at you.
Well,
SMRT.
Dog days of summer, yeah.
Well, that's what it is, dog days of
You should
summer.
ask your
And then
sister.
you were like, well, she can look into that.
Yes, she can.
She can tie into that whole Mexico thing.
Yes.
But you were like, I can't believe that you know about that.
I was very impressed that you knew the word Canicula. Yeah, yeah.
But so I always remember the song Caniculi, Canicula.
Yes.
And are those two things
No,
related?
because that's
Okay.
Funiculi, Funicula.
Oh, Funiculi, Funicula.
And that's a song about a funicular, which is a cable car.
Okay, now I'm straight. I like these little educational series that I have every week with you.
Oh, look,
so
this came back. So, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no
so
problem.
It's Funiculi, Funicula.
Yes, yeah, it's a song about the funicular. They built a funicular somewhere and they put it
Okay.
into their opera.
Okay, so what we're experiencing is Canicula.
Canicula, yeah.
Canicula.
Dog days of summer.
Dog days of summer, and it lasts about 45 days, and it's basically in the middle of summer.
Take
But
away
it's-
here being that I was very impressed that you knew the word.
I know, but I just read an article about
Yeah.
it that day.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're like, it's Canicula.
It's Canicula.
So
How long does it
we're in the
last?
middle of it. We're like, it's 45 days, so we're only like a couple weeks into it.
And it's
so
been
it's gonna be a long
it's been
summer.
gosh darn hot.
It's been hot.
Yeah.
So hot that everybody comments on how hot it is.
Yes,
It's like
and the
that's
winds die down. So, but
That's
you know,
true. The winds die down. So like you open up the house in the morning and you see, like you can see right now, the palm trees are pretty still.
Yeah.
They're pretty still.
Not moving too much, no.
Some days you wake up and they're like blowing, and you're like, that's
Yeah.
when you want to open a place up, right?
Yes.
Because we get a really good cross draft from the
Ocean,
patio,
yeah.
to the backside of the house. So that's nice.
Yes,
But
it
right
is.
now there's no breeze.
There's no breeze right now.
It's Canicula.
It's Canicula. Hey, should I take a break just to move the little screen over here so you can see what's coming?
If you like that, then that's fine.
Yeah, because we're going to need to comment on some things.
We have time. Oh yeah, and you have some photos you want to share.
Yes, everybody.
Because we went on vacation and everybody has to look at our vacation photos.
Everybody. Okay, so there we
I love it. So this is like we were just going to talk a little bit about other things happening in Playa del Carmen besides Canicula.
Yes. Yes, and to illustrate.
Yes. Andy has some photos he would like to share. And we'll talk a little bit.
Did you bring a clip, Dar? You brought a clip?
I brought a clip. Okay. Go ahead and roll the clip.
All right. All right. Oh, I didn't want to start off with this one.
Go back to that one.
All right.
Nobody knows what happened.
We don't that. Hey, teasing that one for later. So,
yeah. This is the world's slowest banana boat.
Yeah, this is a banana boat.
So we were out at Zinzi and we were just having some brunch and watching the scenes, and there was very few people out on the water, but there was this banana boat being towed by a jet ski.
Slowly. Very, very slowly. We're like, why is that banana boat going so slow? Because usually they're hauling ass, right?
I was like, there's got to be babies on there.
There's got to be babies on there. There's babies that are ruining it for everybody.
And sure enough, we got a close up.
Yeah,
there was a little girl, and her dad was like hanging on to her for dear life.
And I think his mother-in-law was looking back with a scowl. I think she's in the front.
I was like, somebody on that boat can't swim, and then I was like, it's probably the dad, because I see how he's holding on to that little girl.
Yeah. So that was that one.
The world's slowest banana boat.
Oh, that's just us. Hello.
Yeah, that's us looking cute.
Looking cute.
And then that's some guys that came and serenade us.
Yeah.
If you're in Playa del Carmen, you will see many, many musicians, and we'll try to get like more photos of the musicians that are out and about. But they're on the beach, they're on Fifth Avenue, they're everywhere. If you're eating dinner,
yeah.
And they're everything from like these guys. This guy has a harp.
He was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And you bought a song for us, so we got to take this picture. Here's a note for tourists. If you're taking a picture of anybody performing any kind of art, you need to tip them.
Yeah, give them some money.
Yeah, because it's not nice to like take pictures of people performing and then like not give them a tip, because that's why they're there. They're there for.
That's what we call a shit move.
Don't be a douche.
Don't be a douche. All right,
but these guys were cool, and then that's what.
This is the ferry coming in from Cozumel.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice shot.
It's a very nice shot. And this ferry runs from a Playa del Carmen pier to Cozumel. The whole trip takes like, 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So Cozumel is like one of the most beautiful places on earth. And it's just a ferry ride away from here. So if you ever get a chance, visit Cozumel, because it is outstanding and blue oceans. So if you look on a map, the way Playa del Carmen sits on the Caribbean is it's Playa del Carmen as coastline, and then there's Caribbean, and then the island of Cozumel sits out like, what'd you say, 11 miles from us?
11 miles away, yeah.
And then on the other side of Cozumel is just
more Caribbean, yeah.
Is the Caribbean. So we're in not like a bay area, but it's definitely a channel between.
I think it's a sound
between us and
it's
Cozumel.
Deep. It gets deep. It goes down to 1,800 feet.
And this is where you do a lot of your scuba diving out of Playa del Carmen, is in that sound. And then on the other side of Cozumel is like a whole other level of scuba diving.
Right.
So.
And then that blue thing that's in the foreground, that's the boom that they've stretched all along the coast here to keep the seaweed from coming ashore.
Right. So they're taking precautions. If you've read about the sargasso that comes to the shores, they're trying to keep all of that cleaned up so that tourists aren't going to have any problem coming here, because not that that's the biggest concern, but it is a concern. So the state and the federal government works on keeping the sargasso down off of the beaches.
And it was working pretty good last year. So let's see. Once they get this thing tuned in, I think it'll work better.
Right.
But there has been quite a bit of sargasso.
Right. Well, I think they haven't made a really big effort to keep the sargassum down because they don't want people on the beach necessarily. So
Right.
they're trying to keep that as a maybe a barrier to entry, so to speak.
Yeah.
We did do our open water swimming last Sunday, and I can tell you that the waters were not clear.
No.
They were churned up,
Yeah.
and the visibility was literally the worst I've
Gross.
seen it.
Yeah.
It's really, because that seaweed gets churned up and there's a lot of particulate in the...
So those blue seas are a lie.
But I don't know.
Actually, here you can
That's
tell.
a really nice picture, though. Look at how blue it looks. But you see here, closer to the shoreline, it's like a browner
That
color.
brown,
That's the seaweed that's
churned up.
it's chopped up, and it's just making the water brown. It's not anything that's weird or gross, but
It's brown water.
it's brown water. And
Or as your
I
friend
didn't like
Cindy-
swimming through it.
Or as your friend Cindy says, that it smells like poo. Isn't that what she said?
She didn't say it smells like poo. She said, when I open my eyes, I see brown, and all I think of is poo.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when I said, well, if it was poo, you'd be able to smell it. So it's not, though. I mean, the waters are beautiful, but it's just that plant matter is in the water right now.
Okay, so what else we got? Oh, we had this really fast boat that went. You don't usually see boats that go very fast other than the ferries. And there's this one, and this is taken with a telephoto, so.
This is probably like a
military
governmental
customs or something.
priority. You're probably not supposed to be showing this.
Well, he was hauling ass.
I know, he was hauling ass. Well, first he hauled ass that way. And then a few minutes later, he hauled ass back that way. Maybe he was looking for the naked guy.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting to the naked guy. All right. Let's see. Oh, so that's you wearing your mask at brunch yesterday.
Where was that?
Before brunch yesterday.
Okay, yeah. Because that's the status quo, is that anytime you're out in public, you need to be wearing a mask. If you sit down at a table, you don't have to wear your mask. But, I mean, because you're eating and drinking.
Yeah.
But if you're in a wait, like we were at the brunch place, you wear your mask.
You wear your mask.
And when we ride our bikes, we wear a mask.
I don't wear the mask. I have it.
Well, I pull mine down.
Right.
So I can breathe.
Yeah, come on.
Because it's hot. But whenever if I'm riding through a crowd, I'll pull my mask up. That kind of thing.
So this is where we ate in the Cueva del Chango, which is some of the best food in town.
I think so.
Yeah, really good, really fresh, everything.
All the ingredients are really fresh.
So that was that one, and that was another nice plate of food we received at Off the Vine, right?
Yes, that's Off the Vine. It's a little local wine shop.
And they're a really good charcuterie place.
Both of these places are within 2 blocks from where we live.
We're very fortunate.
It's a very, very excellent food at both of these places.
Yeah. And let's see.
There you go. There's the naked guy.
There's a naked guy.
I see you put a star over his butt.
Yeah, and his face to give the guy some dignity. So
give the guy some dignity.
So we're sitting at Zenzi, and we're sitting at the part that's open, which is the part next to the bar, and we're looking out at the water as we always do. And we see this character booking it. And he went to the right first.
Yeah, that's his way back.
That's his way back.
First, I was actually looking over my shoulder from this point of view to my left, and I just immediately saw a penis. You know what I mean? It was just I was looking and I was like, oh no, he did it now. That guy has his pants off.
Yeah, pants off. He has nothing on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He has nothing on, and it just immediately caught my eye, and I just was like, this is not happening right now. What's going on? And the guy just kept running and running.
Yep.
Past us, out of sight. And we're like, whoa, the cops are gonna get him down there.
Yeah.
You know? We're like, that's not gonna last for long. And then after a couple of minutes, here he comes back.
He comes back. And everybody on the beach is staring and hooting and hollering and catcalling him.
Yes.
And oh my God. And then it was hilarious because we were sitting there at Zenzi, and people are drunk, right? So we're sitting there at Zenzi, and
we weren't. We had just gotten.
there, but
we were still drinking water with our meal.
Yes, but this one guy from the bar says, "Get that guy some pants," and these two girls say, "No." no, leave him alone.
Yeah. Everybody was like cheering him on, and then pretty soon he's coming back and he's going back and forth.
Yep.
And we're like, that guy. At first, I was like, that guy's drunk. And then we were like, I don't think that guy's drunk. He's not acting drunk. We were like, he's on some.
He's on acid.
We were like, he's on acid.
He's on acid. So, I mean,
this just went on, and eventually some random do-gooder, some jerk comes over and restrains him.
Well, he'd already stopped, and then the random do-gooder showed up and decided to restrain him, and then cheap shot at him in the face.
Yeah, that was bad.
Right before the cops showed up.
And then he did call the cops over. That's why I was like, is that an undercover guy? Because he called the cops over, and then the cops restrained the guy with a lot of respect. I mean, I'll give him that. And they got his bathing suit back on him.
Right.
But the guy by that time had a broken nose, and he was bleeding, and you're just like, what the hell? We're like, where's his friends?
Yeah, where's his crew, man? Looking after this guy. Because, I mean, I don't know. I feel for him.
We were like, Andy and I were like, I felt like we should go bail him out of jail or something. I'm like, that guy needs some help.
Right, yeah.
But then we figured, well, he's going to just have to pay a big fine, and they'll probably deport him or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Poor dude.
Poor dude. Now he's on our live stream.
Yeah. Now he's on our live stream. Now we're playing him for laughs.
But no, I mean that happened.
Yeah.
It was completely what do you call it? Unexpected.
Unexpected. We haven't seen
that time in Vancouver.
And then we had another time here in Playa del Carmen where that woman was there with that dude with the dog. You remember?
Yeah,
and
there was that. She got naked. But one time we were sitting in a pub in Vancouver in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, past our window, we're sitting next to the window, and this naked lady just comes running down the street past our window.
Well, that was no lady.
I mean, I guess nakedness happens, right?
Well, it certainly did to her. She was definitely on something, and it was cold out. And she was naked as a jaybird and just running around.
She had like a sheet or something.
Yeah.
She was towing behind her, but completely naked.
Maybe they're part of the same movement.
Maybe it's a movement.
It's a movement.
Maybe it's a PETA movement.
You think it's PETA?
He did. I felt bad for him because when they put the cuff on him, he was trying to run away, and I was just like, dude, you can't run away.
Yeah, no. It's like,
just don't make him mad, you know?
So he's hopefully not in jail anymore. Hopefully he's home. So
home from wherever he is.
Yeah. And then
oh yeah.
Yeah, this is just that flag that was outside of Fusion that had the beer flag.
The one that was taunting me.
Right, that's right.
Like, beer.
Dar, have a beer.
Beer.
It's just one beer.
I know, it's just one beer. You see one beer on my flag? But yeah, it's a cool flag though. But that's outside of Fusion.
Yeah, that's outside of Fusion. So all these, they're not in order.
They're not in any kind of order. But yeah, that's outside of Fusion, which is cool because it's like a little beach bar, and on the far side of the little beach there, he has his little beer sign. So if you're walking past, you're going to notice that and look around.
So tell him about this dude. You know what? Next time we should bring some footage of the dude who owns Fusion. Yeah. Not the guy with the paddle boards, but the guy who actually I think owns Fusion itself.
Not the guy with the paddleboard?
He's always paddleboarding, but I don't think he runs the paddleboard shop.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I don't know. He's interesting from afar. I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah,
he looks like he's 1,000 years old. He has freaking dreadlocks for days. He paddleboards on the most
ginormous
paddleboard you've ever seen. And he runs nets out there, but I just love his little place he has on the beach.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great place. I mean, they play reggae music, and
they have live music, in the
regularly.
evenings.
Yeah,
and it's always good. It's always like one or two people doing songs that maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't, but it's just like a relaxing place to hang out. And they have seats where you can put your feet in the sand.
Yeah.
And that's like my get down.
They bring you drinks.
Put my feet in the sand.
Yeah.
And because they're affiliated with that paddleboard company, they have gotten to open up because they're like a water activity
place.
Yeah. So they're one of the few places that have, been able to open on the beach. So that's been really freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But we'll ask him if we can get some footage of him. I'm sure he would love it.
Oh, I'm sure he doesn't care.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't care. That's what I mean. Not love it, but I mean, I think that they're into like promoting, and the place does such a great job with the ambiance.
Yeah.
And just the way it looks.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just meant to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's meant to be seen.
Yeah.
I have a couple of really good photos of from being there.
Yeah.
That one of you running for office, running for political office is on my Instagram, and it's out in front of Fusion.
Okay.
And then we have a couple of our nephew there.
Okay.
And like, there's some good photos from that place.
Yeah, it's a good place.
I like it a lot. But anyway, enough about Fusion.
And what we've been up to. So, I mean, you have the.
Well, what else is going on in Playa del Carmen?
What else is going on? The patron saint festivities are going on right now.
What's that?
Senora del Carmen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that goes on until the 16th. I imagine that's been.
Which is what, tomorrow?
Yeah, today is through what?
Today.
Through Thursday.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, there's nothing going on because of COVID.
Yeah.
But ordinarily they'd have a little fair or something, but not this year.
And they're still rebuilding Quinta Avenida.
Yeah.
They have a lot of that torn up.
Right.
From the Parque El Fundo.
Fundadores, yeah.
Yeah. See, and they're rebuilding all of that, and then a lot of Quinta Avenida.
Yeah.
So all that's still happening. I'm thinking they're hoping they'll have all that done before before we go into a orange light or yellow light or green light.
They got rid of the lights. They got rid of the lights.
They're like, we're not publishing the lights.
Nobody knows nobody's doing what the light says.
So that happened this week on Monday. They're like, oh, on Friday they couldn't verify all the data they were getting from the states.
Bullshit.
So they're not.
Bullshit. It's like, what I do. So here's the sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm like, don't make the authorities mad. But
well, I mean,
say what
I'm
you
just
have
saying.
to say.
I don't understand that if you can't get people in Mexico to follow street lights, why are you going to follow some theoretical light that they publish on a website? They're not going to follow it.
Well, it's funny because I read MexicoDailyNews.com,
yes.
which is Mexico news in English,
mm-hmm.
and they have on the very front page, they have their map, and they have we have 4 colors, and then they have a grid of all the colors, and it's like 20 colors. And it's like, are there 4 colors or 20 colors, and what's my color? And like, it's out of control.
Yeah, well.
I mean, and then on Monday, they're like, we're not even going to do the colors.
Right.
Because people are not reporting properly.
You fuckers don't respect the lights.
It's like, I don't know what to tell them. I mean, I don't know what to tell people. It's like, visit at your own risk.
Well, people seem to be doing whatever the hell they want because the beaches were not quite crowded, but they were busy.
Well, they weren't crowded.
No.
Not like the beaches I've seen in the States, but there were people.
Yeah.
And the police are no longer kicking people off the beach.
Right.
So I think that those crowds will grow because people had umbrellas and beach
Beer.
towels and relaxing and enjoying the beach, and there has been no official announcement that the beaches are open.
Yeah.
But people are out there.
Yeah.
So I think that they just don't want to announce it and have a bum rush on the beach.
Rudy thought my joke about Mexicans not following the street lights was funny.
Yeah.
Well.
Rudy has the best jokes about Mexicans.
Well. So anyway, we're waiting to see as things get further and further open. But we're waiting to see whether or not our favorite steakhouse comes back.
Yeah.
Well, our former favorite steakhouse, if they don't come back, they're going to be quickly replaced by the upstarts. what are they called? Locasea or
Sonora Grill Prime is where we go for every special occasion. We take everybody when they visit.
And our special occasions happen about once a week.
Well, yeah. We always have something to celebrate.
Yes.
But let's celebrate. And he got a new shirt.
Right. That's once a week. So.
But yeah, it's our favorite steakhouse, and I've been battling with them because they keep giving misinformation on the internet, and I keep asking them, "What are you doing? And when are you opening?" And they're like, "Don't worry, Dar. We're gonna open."
Don't worry, Dar.
And I'm like, "You're stressing me out. It says permanently closed on the internet."
It's making me sad. I have a right not to be sad.
And they're like, "Don't worry, Dar. We're gonna open." I'm like, "They're not gonna open." It's terrible.
It's terrible. Well, we like to have an upscale steak experience sometimes.
Yeah, and they're the best.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Harry's is better, but Harry's is twice the price.
Harry's is not better. It's not better. And that whole cotton candy thing at the end
that's bullshit.
is just terrible.
Yeah, they bring you the world's biggest cotton candy, so that's a reference to
and it
Super
has
Troopers.
like sparklers going off in it and all this stuff, and it's like,
unnecessary.
what am I, 5?
Unnecessary.
If I was 5, I would really love that.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. So
I don't know. Did they do that at all the Harrys?
that's the only Harry's we've been to.
I know that's the only one we've been to.
Yeah, it's the only Harry's we've been to. Yeah, Harry's is
There's
part of the
more.
Andersons group.
Mm-hmm.
So the Andersons group.
That doesn't tell me if they serve cotton candy at the.
But they're into kitsch. So the Andersons group own Carlos and Charlie's, or I guess they still do, wherever you can find a Carlos and Charlie's. And they're into kitsch.
Yeah.
So Senor Frogs is a rip-off of Carlos and Charlie.
Yes, and Senor Frogs is taking over Playa del Carmen, which sucks.
Yeah, and
because
Puerto
there's
Vallarta.
two. There's the party Senor Frogs, and then there's the
The
clothing.
store, yeah.
Like you're just gonna go buy Senor Frogs.
Well, you remember in Puerto Vallarta they had like 9 Senor Frogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every 2 or 3 blocks.
Yeah, there's a Senor Frogs.
There was
like,
another one with just clothes.
it's like I fucking get it. Senor Frogs, yes, you guys are great.
They made their name. I mean, I guess if you come to Mexico and you don't go home with something that says Senor Frogs, you're a loser.
Loser.
I don't know.
What are sprouting like weeds here are the Cerveceria Chapultepecs,
Oh yeah.
which are very similar to Cerveceria de Barrio,
Yeah.
except that everything there is $1.
Yes.
Everything is $1. So a beer is $1, a mixed drink is $1, a plate of food is $1, blah 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 is $1.
Yes.
Dollar.
Yes.
And you're like
20 pesos.
23, yeah, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. So you go there and you spend like $10 and you had a real good time,
Yes.
you know. So
I mean, I don't know. I can't say I've ever had a real good time.
It's not a real good time.
It's not a real good
It's
time.
not a real good time.
But it's cheap.
Yeah.
So if you're young and you're poor and you've got $10, you can go have a real good time.
And you go with friends because
you go with a lot of friends.
the place isn't adding much to your
No experience.
Yeah, you're right. So, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say I hope Senora Grill, Sonora Grill Prime opens
Senora
back
Grill.
up because I love that place.
Yeah, me too. Senora Grill.
But things are opening up little by little, and here it is mid-July. So, what do you want to make fun of me about? I can tell just by the way you're looking at me.
I'm just cracking up about Senora Grill.
No, it's.
I wonder how many gringos have called the place Senora Grill.
Well, only because we were talking about Senor Frogs and all of that. I got confused for a minute.
I know, man. Oh my God. Anyway, it's kind of like that fork knife. I like to play fork knife, but like Senora Grill, you can call them up and say, "Is this Senora Girl?" Anyway. So, what else?
Are you done?
Yes.
Chingo.
I went into a little bit of a fugue state. All right.
A what?
A fugue state?
I don't know.
No, never mind.
You're losing me. Go off on your.
You're the one with the list.
My list says what else is going on in Playa del Carmen.
Oh, I haven't mentioned whatever it is that you wanted me to say, right?
No, what?
Because you looked at me like expectantly, like there was a something.
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
I think you have pent up jokes over there.
I know. Oh, there goes that kid in his little BMW.
You got pent up jokes. I know. Only in Mexico does a kid have a little electric BMW.
Electric BMW.
He's like 5. So how are we? Oh, we gotta get moving.
We have a bunch of stuff to talk about.
I know. So do you want to talk a little bit about what's been going on with you for the last 2 or 3 days about your post audit anxiety?
Yeah. So I had a big quality audit, right, which is basically the thing that I prepare for all year, which is the my quality system audit. I have a yearly. Well, anyway, it was a surveillance audit, as they call it.
Well, we talked a little bit about it in past live streams. So, I mean, people know you had an audit and it was going to be, what do you call it?
A
remote.
big deal. Yeah, remote. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, but what I think you didn't plan for was the fact that once it was over, how you were going to feel about it.
Yeah, because you stay so focused on just getting this one thing done. Then once it's done, well, and then during whatever it is you're handling, all things that might come up, and then once it's done, well, you're like, then what? It's like, so what has happened to me in the past and I didn't want to happen again is that and I started feeling it over the weekend, was I start getting this anxiety about not being able to be self-directed enough to hit the ground running when I come back to work on Monday and not just distract myself by doing a lot of like low priority BS instead of taking care of business. Because there are things that I need to do. It's just that the deadlines are looser and, I have to be more, I have to take care of my own business and just get them done. And I'm not good at that. I'm better at, having deadlines and like hard deadlines and then I'm able to perform. But it's when it's like up to me, I'm not that good at it. So I start like, finding things to occupy my time which aren't that productive. I mean, they're productive enough where you feel like you can conceivably get away with them, but they're not like super on mission. So I spoke to you about the concerns that I had about that because I'd already started, even on the weekend, started goofing around with things that I knew that I didn't need to be looking. And then you say, well, you just need to commit. You just need to have an idea of what you're going to do every day and then just commit to getting it done. And so I tried that today and it's worked out really well. I had a very productive day and I stayed on track and everything. So I don't know. I mean, and you said, because I have things that are due. So you said to make a schedule of those things that I have due. And I'd already had it started, but I worked on that some more. So anyway, it's just whatever. So I just had a little bit of concern about that being an issue.
But I think for both of us over the years, we've had different times where we've had a lot of anxiety for different things that have happened, in life. And I think that you were really good this last week about identifying, like, hey, this is going to be a point of a issue for me. Of a concern. I need to figure out how I'm going to deal with it instead of letting it sneak up behind you, like after the fact.
Yeah,
right?
and then before you know it, I've wasted dozens of hours on stuff that.
And then the problem is equally that you feel bad about yourself about what's happened.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have an opportunity to like address it in advance.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So you just mentioned it at the end of the week. You're like, hey, I'm concerned about next week because it's like I want to put my best foot forward because you came out of this audit smelling like a rose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you had complete success.
Yes, it was perfect.
And then you're like, well, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
And it's like you make the plan and you stick with the plan, right? But I think you and I both have struggled with anxiety over, our adult lives, but you did a really good job of acknowledging that, hey, I see this coming down the road.
Potentially a problem, yeah.
Yeah, potential problem because you've experienced that in the past. And I think a lot of people have when you complete a really big deadline or very big project, it's like, what's next? What's next?
And that's the thing is that I think that, people have a lot of insecurity, or not insecurity, but I think that a lot of people feel this sense of loss over having this massive thing that they were working on, It's like, well, I just don't feel like, and they would say like things like, I just don't feel like I have, whatever, something so important to work toward now. And I think that what they're really saying is that they have, is that they're having a hard time, self-directing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's what it might be. But, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I think that you always have to be uh, identifying what your next goals are,
Mm-hmm.
because they're not always just going to come up and slap you in the face.
Yeah.
And so to be self-directing, you have to be the person, or we have to be the individual that says what our next steps are.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you did a really good job on that.
Oh, thank
so
you.
I commend you for that.
Thank you.
And I commend you on coming out of your audit with like an exceptional, result. So that's cool. It just goes to show you that you can do anything
Yeah.
that you set your mind to. It's just setting your mind,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So you felt today like your first day in the new seat,
Mm-hmm.
right? You felt good.
It was good. It was good. I worked on a few things, and I felt that it was they were productive. I didn't feel like I was finding stuff to do.
It's almost like a work hangover, right?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you just accomplish this huge project and then you're just like, I know how I am. I'm like, I need time to relax my mind.
Yeah.
So you felt like you pretty much got back in the
Well, that's the thing, is that I think that the whole relaxing the mind thing is
bullshit.
it's not bullshit. It's just not. It's not. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
It's focus.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of relaxing the mind. It's finding focus.
That's interesting.
It's finding focus, and it's like once you find focus, that you're not going to have a bunch of anxiety about the focus about what you're focusing on. It's like, oh, I'm focusing on this thing. It's like, and that there's this nagging thing that tells you that's not the priority right now. You're just avoiding you're avoiding what you need to be doing by finding busy work.
Right.
And so I don't know.
I'm having like some focus issues regarding my workouts, because I've gotten completely off track in these last 2 weeks, and I'm like, I have to readjust things because of changes in society.
Sure.
So I can actually go join my swim club
group
again, and just different things like that. And I'm having a really hard time committing and like making myself look at a schedule and commit to a schedule. So that's causing me a little bit of anxiety, but I know once I do it, I'll feel better.
Well, you're already making your swims.
Just my open water swims.
Yeah.
Not my pool swims. I haven't been doing my pool swims.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that's because of all the babies.
We have an ongoing concern about the babies.
Well, now because this resort has opened back up, and so now there's just a lot of people here, whereas before it was just when it was on lockdown, there was probably 10 places here where people lived.
Yeah.
And so I had the free reign of the pool, so I could do my morning swims, but
now it's like 50% occupied.
At least.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to regroup and figure out a new schedule and figure out what that's going to look like. So we'll see.
Well, what do you want to do?
I want to do a 7-day.
Oh, you want to have a 7-day workout schedule, like you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had that for months. And
well, you should incorporate the ones that I think that there was some that came easier to you than others, like your stretching thing.
Yoga.
The yoga, Mm-hmm. Like getting that back into the mix, and all of a sudden it's like, it's kind of like quitting smoking, right? You start squeezing the opportunities for neglect out, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, there's this one day that I still need to capture. I've done so great accomplishing all the other ones, so you just pull the trigger and just, okay, I'm just gonna close the circle.
Right. Close the circle. Well, that's my thing, is that if I have a schedule, I will stick to it. Mm-hmm. But right now I'm just like, do I want that to be in my schedule, or can I commit to that, or it's that. It's those brain cycles that I'm just. And then coming back from the Cancun trip, I'm like, well, I still need 14-day self-quarantine, or self-isolate or self-distance or whatever. And so I'm like, when I'll have my schedule set when this is done. When the 14 days is done, I'll be ready to go.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So we'll see.
You got 14 days to, well, you don't have 14 days to
No,
plan.
I have I'm already 10 days in.
10 days
so
in,
I gotta
so.
like get my crap together.
The count, the heat is on.
Como se dice, crap. I need to get my crap together.
You have to get your caca junta. Your caca. Juntar la caca.
So it'll happen.
Yeah.
It's just the change, everything's changing all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you got to roll with that. I have to roll with that. I'm like, you got to roll with that, but I have to roll with that.
Well, yeah, I guess my need is a little more immediate because I have to hit the ground running. So, it's very visible.
Yes.
So,
well, you can't have a job and not work.
That's what I always say.
I don't know. Some smart guy said that.
Can't have a job and not work.
So that's a good rule of thumb for remote workers. Yeah. Like if you are a person that's like, oh, I think I can work remotely, or I think I can be a digital nomad, or I think I can do this. It's like at the end of the day, you're still working.
Yeah. Well, you better be.
You can't have a job and not work. You want some vino?
Sí, por favor.
You can't have a job and not work, and that's what my husband Andy says about remote working. So... and it's true.
Yeah.
It's like you got to get the job done at the end of the day.
So
speaking of getting the job done, I don't know what's going on with the NFL. Have you been keeping up with that?
Speaking of getting the job done, I have not been keeping up with the NFL other than talking to Rudy about what we're going to do about the Dallas game.
So that was the plan, was to see the Cowboys versus the Steelers.
Right. That's the plan. We are going to do that. It's just a matter of where we're going to do it. Are we going to do it in Dallas, or we're going to do it in Vegas, watching it on a big screen somewhere?
Yeah. Well, I read up today, and the NFL still hasn't decided.
There will be a season, though. I mean, what does the players union? Does the players union say anything?
Not anything specifically that I've read, but I think what's happening with the players is that they need to figure out if a player doesn't play, chooses against playing because of the risks. Like, what does that mean to them regarding the pay? I think that's where they're coming from. It's like some players are going to choose to play and some players are going to choose not to. But how are people getting paid? You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of interesting, these guys who go in there and they have like a 90% chance of having a life-threatening concussion or whatever over the lifetime of their career. There's a certainty that they're going to get brain injury, right? But there's like a remarkable uncertainty that there's a certain uncertainty that they're not going to get the coronavirus, and there's a good chance they already have it, and I don't know. It's like, what risk are you willing to accept?
Well, there's a huge difference in that if you're risking a brain injury, that is you on you.
Yeah.
But if you're risking exposure to COVID, then you're bringing that home to your family and everybody you know.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference, because if you're going to suffer a brain injury, it doesn't mean your children are going to suffer brain injury, or your spouse, or your parents, or your friends. I mean, that's completely different. That's not even the same
But the argument. I mean, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do football players strike you as the type that are going to worry about that stuff?
Football players strike me as the type that their health and well-being is at the pinnacle of their success.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I don't know.
I do. I think you're incorrect in comparing those two things, because, like I said, their exposure is their own on the field to CTM, CVT. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Brain damage, brain injury. But COVID is not. You're spreading that to everybody that
you'll be in contact with, right?
Yeah, including your children.
Yeah.
And your wife, or your wife, your parents, your wife's parents, all your friends, people in your neighborhood.
So
like,
the
people in charities, a lot of these guys do charity work.
So the idea is that they, if they're not playing, they're going to be isolating at home for the whole time.
They're not saying what's happening
Right.
with that.
Yeah.
So everything that's been done in preseason so far has been virtual. I guess unless you're Tom Lady. I don't know what he's doing. He's been busted like practicing somewhere.
In a park. He went to a park.
Oh, yeah.
He was in street clothes and he was in a park practicing.
I don't know what that guy's doing.
I'm training.
There's a reason they call him Tom Lady. But, or is it just us? Do we just call him Tom Lady? Or
no, a lot of people call him Tom Lady. I just think Ella's going to be really mad at us for calling him Tom Lady.
Who?
Ella.
I know. I'm sorry, Ella. But, she can make fun of Roethlisberger. I don't care.
Yes, this is true.
I'm sure she will.
Everybody else does, so.
So we'll see where the NFL season goes. The coolest thing that the NFL has done this year, the whole Colin Kaepernick thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. When Roger Goodell came out and said, hey, Colin, we were fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just say the F-bomb?
Yes, you did.
We were wrong, and, we understand why you have a cause, and, we wish we would have listened sooner, and, we're listening now.
Mm.
I'm like, for the NFL to do that, for the commissioner to do that.
That's pretty serious vindication.
That's serious.
Yeah, well.
That's the coolest thing that's happened in the NFL and like in my entire lifetime as far as I know. Because powerful men do not admit when they're wrong.
Right.
And I'm like, I was just so amazed and taken aback. And I'm very surprised that has not gotten a lot more coverage.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that was a very cool moment in time.
Yeah, it
for
is.
the NFL.
Well, a lot of things are changing. A lot of things are changing across the board. I just wonder, whether or not it's going to be permanent, right? It's like if it's going to be a permanent change for the good. I don't know. I think so.
You're just like, get your wine. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, Gary.
Yes, Gary.
Yes, Gary. Liberty.
Well, it's hilarious. But I don't know. The NFL hasn't decided. The NBA is under quarantine and freaking Disney World.
Yep.
I mean, there needs to be a cartoon about that right now because it's like, that's just hilarious.
Yes.
And then you were like, well, what about the prostitutes? Are they quarantining all the prostitutes at a separate facility?
Right.
Because
I mean, come on.
The NBA players are like, who's bringing us Skittles and macaroni and cheese? They're completely complaining about how they're being treated over
Treated
there.
badly. Well,
Yeah. I'm sure the NFL is like looking at this experience and either going, there's a lot of lessons learned if we're going to go that route, or like we can't go this route. But the NFL's stance is basically like, we want it like it's always been.
Right. Well, of course.
So we need to figure out how to make that happen.
Well, those owners need butts in seats, man. So, I mean, it's true.
Well, do they?
Yeah.
Because everybody's doing everything online now. Do they need butts in seats?
Yes.
Or do they just need to sell? So if you have 100,000 tickets, you can sell for, say, $100 on average a ticket.
Right.
Or you can sell 1 billion tickets online for $1 a ticket.
Oh, you mean they're going to go to a pay-per-view model? That's what they should do, and they can quote me on this. They should have the free football, like always, and then they should have a pay-per-view upgrade of football where you have, it's like the free football plus, where they have, I don't know.
Like an NFL Game Pass? Yeah,
but like maybe they have like stats and extra interviews, but I guess they have a lot of that stuff on the NFL Network, and that's generally free anyway. But there should be like
they gotta change the structure.
Yeah.
The pay structure. Because, I mean, yeah, I still love the idea of going and sitting in a stadium and watching a football game.
Right.
But do I want to be surrounded by 20 COVID patients? No, I don't. And what does that look like? I mean, what does their, money model look like if every 3 seats, basically 6 feet, every 3 seats has to be empty? I mean, in a stadium. What does that look like?
What does it look like when the big COVID patient has to go by you because he has to go to the bathroom and coughs all over you on the way there? Excuse me.
And he's not wearing his mask, and he's drunk, and he weighs like 400 pounds. Yep. And what am I going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it?
I don't know.
Yuck.
I don't know, but I don't know what they're going to do. So the NFL doesn't know what they're going to do. Here's the deal. It's the mid-July.
Yes.
I'm like giving you the
Here's the deal. It's mid-July.
Mid-July.
T-minus.
Preseason starts mid-August.
And I watch all the preseason games.
What they want to do for preseason is each team has 2 games.
I need to know what Scooby Magoo, who used to be a parking attendant, who's now on the offensive line for them. What, for the Browns? That guy's got a chance. So we got like
Scooby Magoo.
Scooby Magoo, former parking lot attendant.
I don't know. Now you're just making fun of me.
What do they call the Subway guy? Sandwich what? Sandwichician? Sandwich artist? Former sandwich artist.
I like sandwich magician better.
It's magic. You actually make a Subway sandwich taste like anything. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I derailed the car. What?
I'm just saying. Oh, new people. I'm just saying that the NFL doesn't know what they're doing yet. Or if they do, they haven't told us. I know. They have babies.
Yeah, babies.
More babies. So, that's all we know. Right?
Yeah. But we're going to go to the game. God damn it.
We're gonna watch the Steelers play Hoochie-Madootie.
Yes,
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowgirls.
And we were really looking forward to the game because we were going to go to Dallas, and we have a lot of friends that live in Dallas.
Yes.
Like some of our oldest friends, like my high school girlfriend lives in a suburb of Dallas.
Yep.
And you have a high school friend that lives in Dallas, and we were just like really excited about getting to Dallas, and then like
San Antonio friends who live in Dallas.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But the NFL, I think, is going to work really super hard to make it happen.
Theoretically, I don't know. So here's the deal.
Here's the deal, folks.
You could go to Pittsburgh and watch the game in Pittsburgh.
That could be fun.
That would be fun because they'll probably show it somewhere awesome.
They'll have it everywhere. Are you kidding me?
Or we can go to Vegas, watch it in Vegas.
I want to go to Vegas.
But I like Vegas. Or we can go to Dallas and watch it in Dallas.
I don't know. I don't know. I think,
Everything just sounds more awesome now that you put it that way.
Yeah, we have options.
Or we can just stay here and watch it on Game Pass.
I know. So if you come to Mexico, you can buy NFL Game Pass for like $200 a year.
Yeah.
This is like no bullshit. You can see every game live. You can watch reruns. You can see like all of the interviews and everything. It's $200 a year.
Yeah, you get all of it. You get all of
it.
Game Pass.
So and for Mexico,
we use the hell out of it.
Yeah, we use the hell out of it because normally we would just go to a sport bar.
Yeah. Well, we still go to the sport bar.
We still, but not for games usually. Not for our games.
Not usually, yeah.
We usually watch them at home.
But we'll watch all the other games.
Yeah. Like if we want to see like a Saints game or something, we'll go to a sport bar. But for the Pittsburgh games, we'll usually stay home and watch those.
Yeah.
And that NFL Game Pass is in this year, they gave us a 30% discount. So it's like crazy inexpensive. You can pay for going to see a game live just for the cost of seeing all the other games.
What you save. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So, NFL plans. Stay tuned, folks. Dun, 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 dun.
Do one of your things. Do one of your little NFL.
Ladies and gentlemen, for fuck's sake.
It didn't work.
It said it.
It did? What did it say?
The for fuck's sake one.
I can't hear.
Oh, I don't have the monitor turned on. It said it.
Oh, it said it on the live thing?
Yeah.
So your thing is... Whoop.
Anyway, so yeah, you're supposed to find me more sounds.
I know. I'm gonna
you guys let us know what sounds you want to hear. Yeah, so
I'm gonna record some sounds. Something like, "Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker."
Okay.
What?
That's a good one.
It's really good.
It's a corker. All right. What else we got on the list?
Just the upcoming plans of things to do, things that's happening.
Well, we don't have plans to go scuba diving.
Well, next Saturday is the Padi Women's Dive Day.
Yeah, Women's Dive Day.
Yearly dive day for women, and so we're looking into that.
What also is happening on Saturday?
I don't know. Nothing important.
It's Dar's birthday. It's
my birthday. Don't even remind me because I don't even know who that person is.
I do. She's gonna you're gonna go diving for your birthday or something like that.
I think so. I think that's kind of like on the agenda.
Yeah.
I haven't picked a activity for the day, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be scuba diving.
Yeah. But considering you got a brand new BCD
that I haven't used yet.
That you haven't used yet. You have used your computer.
Yes.
But you haven't used your BCD.
Yes. And I mean, it's Padi World Women's Dive Day.
Yeah.
And
I'm not even allowed in the water. I'm not even allowed in the water.
You are. I'm not going without you. And I already had that conversation with your dive shop.
My dive shop.
Like, Andy can't go. And I'm like, I'm not going. Then I'm like, don't hold a place for me because I'm not going without Andy. I know, but they're trying to make it like a all-girl thing. And I totally get that, and I love that, but it's not going to be me. I'm not going to be included in that.
You're not? What if I told Megan, it's like, you got to take care of Dar. You got to tie Dar to you.
No, don't even get me started on that because she tried to pair me with Laura.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So this is a conversation we didn't have.
Yeah, well. No. Well, most of our conversations here because we're live streaming.
She's not a dive master yet.
She's not a dive master. And she might have a little bit of a temper.
Well, maybe.
And I'm very comfortable with diving with you. You have no temper.
I do have no temper.
And I love that about you.
I'm diving. I'm happy.
I know. I love that about you. So I only trust you at this point, and that's what I told Megan. I was like, I'm not comfortable diving without my dive buddy. And you're my dive buddy, so it's like that's where I am. You know, I'm new. I'm still new. I haven't been on that many dives.
You have not.
And it's Women's Dive Day, so I should be allowed to dive as I feel comfortable.
It's not about it being all women. It's about having a choice.
Yeah, exactly. And I even put in an extra push for you because I was like, wouldn't it be great to have one extra rescue diver on our team, on our boat? But we didn't get you in.
That's okay.
I know. But we'll find another place to dive.
Maybe we'll go to Cozumel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I have Scuba Shock on my list to contact.
Yeah, maybe we can go do that.
Yeah, I think that would be a great day.
Yeah.
A great day. So that's what I'm thinking for my birthday, even though I am really kind of freaked out about the whole birthday thing because I'm turning 55 on Saturday.
It's just a number.
I'm like, who is that person?
It's just a number.
It's not just a number. It's somebody else's number. It's not my number. Trust me.
You got to get to owning it. You're going to have it all year.
No, I don't. In my mind, I'm the 35-year-old Dar and sometimes the 15-year-old Dar.
Wow.
And sometimes even 5-year-old Dar. Even though back then I was Darlene when I was 5.
I think you're perfect. Any age.
Well, thank you. But I mean, anybody in our age group probably knows what I'm saying. It's like you don't know yourself as that person. Like I don't know myself as a 55-year-old person because I've always had an idea of what 55-year-old people are like. And I'm just not that person. But it doesn't mean I'm not 55.
You're not that specific person, right? But, I mean, I think that, you should own it. I think,
Well, I do. I mean, I have to. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't keep saying it right now because I have to keep putting it out there.
Think of all the cool women we know who were super cool at 55. And we've known a bunch of them. So...
I don't know who you're talking about because I'm always the oldest of everybody.
Well, I'm not going to call out people's ages, but there's several of our friends who are older than you.
Oh, that's true.
And they're
I can think of like a handful.
And they're very cool. So.
And they are very cool.
Yeah.
One thing I have decided about myself about growing older is that I will never lie about my age.
Good.
There is a lot of that.
I'll lie about your age. I'll lie about your age for you.
Well, why would you do that? Just make me older.
I'm just making jokes.
Just make me older.
She's 104.
My wife's 74. Doesn't she look great for her age?
Amazing. It's amazing.
I don't know.
They're not even carrying masks anywhere on them. They're like, mask?
I know.
Are you kidding me?
They're not. The visitors are like very...
They give not a shit.
They're like,
we're not carrying a mask. Masks are for weak people.
I don't know. Well, if they don't make them, then they won't.
Yeah, I guess not.
There is a cop station literally
across the street,
from the entrance into our condos.
Yes.
If those guys would just say hey, put a mask on, people would do it.
Put a mask on, buddy.
Put a mask on. I try to wear my mask always when going by police.
Yes. Nothing to see her. There goes the waiter. Oh.
There goes that waiter.
But she was wearing a mask. We wanted to pull her over, but she was wearing a mask.
So when they were doing the lockdown, I had all these little tricks. But I would be out riding my bike. I had 2 bike helmets. I would wear one bike helmet out and a different bike helmet back, so that they would never know I was the same person.
Your trick, what? What are you talking about?
I loved it. I felt so stealthy.
Yes, the secret agent Dar.
That's why I love the what was it? The Black Spy, White Spy?
Yes.
That's why I love that mural so much.
They're your spirit animals.
Yes. But anyway, so yes, birthday, but also World Dive Day, which the idea, engage in a project that helps save the oceans.
Okay.
Scuba diving doesn't do that unless your thing is to ensure you pick up all the garbage.
Which I do.
Right, and we do.
Those shorts that I just bought, they're made out of recycled bottles.
Really?
The Quicksilvers.
Is that why they're so soft? Oh no, those.
Yeah, they're made out of recycled bottles.
Nice.
Yeah, Quicksilver.
So just buy more Quicksilver.
Right.
Never mind the whatever. Jeff had to put it on a plane and
burn a bunch of gas over.
But and the last thing that's coming up is the Ridley Scott challenge, which I'm totally doing. And
yes.
So you have to help me do it.
Yes.
Because you have all the skills and knowledge and equipment.
Oh yeah, I rock that equipment.
And I just have the idea that I want to do it.
It's
which
our
is
equipment.
a lot of our stuff.
So we were in the Ridley Scott challenge, and we'll link to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Or something. Is a challenge where people go out and they film a day in their life, and they send them the footage, and then they'll edit it and select from among those clips.
Submitted, yeah.
And
so it's a day in the life, but you have to film on the Saturday, the July 20. Is it Saturday the 25th? I think it's Saturday the 25th, or it's Saturday the 26th.
It will be the 25th.
25th. So on Saturday 25th, a week from this Saturday, pick up your camera, go film your day, go to the link and submit your footage. I'm assuming it needs to be edited, but I don't know that for sure. They don't say edit it. They just say pick up your camera, film your day, and submit your footage.
Okay.
And then the project will edit all the footage and make the selections, and then it'll be shown at Sundance.
Okay.
And so when I first ran across the challenge, you were like, what? When we probably wouldn't make the cut, right, for the Sundance footage. But I was like, yes, but still our footage would be in the archive, right?
Yeah.
Whatever we decided to do for that day where we got our footage.
And we'll use it on the live stream.
And we'll put it on the live stream.
We'll put it on the live stream.
We'll put it on the YouTubes.
We'll put it on the YouTubes. It'll be great. Come on. Wait.
So, but we have to figure out what we want to do for that day that we will submit, because it just is a day in the life in 2020. So it doesn't have to be like COVID related or not COVID related. We just have to figure out what we want to do that day.
I don't think there's any way you keep it from being COVID related because everything is about COVID.
Everything isn't about COVID.
But do we get paid?
What?
Do we ever get paid for this thing?
No.
No ka-ching?
No.
You sure?
Do you ever get paid for anything?
No. I need a reverse ka-ching button. Is there a reverse ka-ching button?
Ching! It's like ching!
It's just the door shutting.
It's just that how much is that going to cost me?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the opposite of how much am I going to make?
Yes. Ka-ching. Anyway.
Well, here's my thing. Whatever footage we take will be in the archive along with all the other footage from the project, which there's going to be a lot that isn't used. It is a worldwide project. Hello. We're just from one little corner of Mexico.
Yes.
This would be our footage we will submit.
Okay. I'm on board. I am on board. I'm on board.
I know you're going to have to be on board because you're going to be like.
But don't you think that they're going to find our story a little less than compelling?
Yes. But
yes.
still, it's a day in our life.
Yes.
Yes. We're not going to have like a bunch of like we're in the hospital and like, COVID patients
helping
are
people,
coming in,
doing good.
We're not doing anything good.
No, we're just being entitled,
I was like, well,
overprivileged
maybe we could
fucks
just go
living
scuba diving.
Maybe you'll go scuba diving.
Well,
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
they just asked. They didn't say like your harrowing stories
Right,
or
right,
your
right, right.
harrowing day in a life. They just said a day in the life in 2020.
Yeah.
And life is going on. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is
I'm down. I am 100%.
You're exhausting.
I am 100% down. I'm down. So I'm down.
All right. Well, you have to be because I can't do it without you.
Oh, sweetie,
Are you staring at me? Why are you doing that?
I got you. You got me. All right. Are we ready to end this thing?
Yeah, that's the two things coming up. Padi Women's Dive Day.
Yes.
If you're a diver or if you care about the oceans and have an opportunity to like do a little Save the Ocean project, July 18th is the day that, you can join in a global community to do that. And then also the Ridley Scott Day in the Life for all of our filmmaker friends. It's like grab your camera on July 25th and film your day and submit it.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll have a little something in the Sundance. Or, worst case scenario, you're in the archive.
Okay.
But,
No, that's great.
I mean, yeah, it's a little something we leave behind.
Yeah. I like it.
We don't have kids, so...
We don't. We have...
we'll have some archive footage for Ridley Scott.
Lots of footage.
Who is your hero?
Yes, he is my hero.
That's why I wanted to, like, hook you with the whole like Ridley Scott project.
You'll know about you.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us at the Andy and Dar show, and it's been great talking to you.
We'll see you next week.
Until next time, stay okay. Whoop. That's a good one.